Hey, what's going on, man? It's Latinxhiphop, and here I am with another interview with that man, Frankie.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good to be here. Good to be here.
Shoot, what's going on, Frankie? How you been, bro?
Man, chilling, bro. Chilling, working. Just dropped a new album, Tidal Wave. Super excited. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. I'm. My head's still blown up with it. You know, I'm still full of love and. Just trying to keep that going. For sure.
Gotcha. That's good to hear, man. So, so we are going to talk about the album. And so this is my very first time meeting you and interviewing you.
It's beautiful.
It's great. It was bound to happen. So, but, yeah, man. So I want to start from the very beginning on some things and we'll work our way up. And, like I said, we'll talk about that album and stuff like that. So, but yeah, man. So, Frankie, has that always been your rap name?
Yeah, like really it's my name coming up. I mean that like as a kid. My real name's Francisco.
Okay.
But they call me Frankie.
Gotcha.
They wanted to name me Frankie. But my dad felt like that was a girl name.
Damn, okay.
Because it's like unisex name. You know what I'm saying?
I gotcha.
But coming up everybody like called me Frankie. Grandparents call me Frankie. You know, everybody, so I kinda ran with it. My dad hates it.
Gotcha. Now it all works, man.
I'm playing.
So, Frankie, and how long have you been rapping for now?
8 years.
8 years?
8 years, going on 9 years, around there. I mean, but taking it seriously, I'd say like 6 years solid.
6 years, gotcha. So, man, and then when obviously we'll go a little simple questions like what made you start rapping?
Man, so we were just talking about like your side, and it's very similar. So, I was in college at Texas Southern.
Okay.
And I was just doing my thing, and I had my boy Stevie. He lives in Denver Harbor, so like TSU was in downtown. Denver Harbor's like right there, probably like 10-15 minutes out. And they would be rapping. You know what I'm saying? About him, my boy Chino. This guy named Junior. They would all just kind of link up and be at his grandma's crib, and they would just be in the studio, just shooting the shit, recording.
Gotcha.
And looking back, it was terrible quality, just terrible, like freestyling.
That's how we all start.
Yeah, like half of it was freestyling, half of it was like actual like songwriting and stuff like that. And I would just pull up. I would just pull up because that was my dog, from high school. And one day, I think it was like Dead Presidents. I think they were rapping on Dead Presidents, and then they were all laying down their shit. And keep in mind, in high school, I would like write poetry. Like that was my real thing. I was a writer. I went to college for journalism.
Okay.
And so I was a writer. I really took pride in like write scripts, just to do it, And poetry was my thing, and I would rhyme, or sometimes I would just write. You know what I'm saying? Write whatever was on my mind.
Yeah.
And Stevie knew that. I think I told him like a couple times, and he was just like, "Hey man, write some shit." You know what I'm saying? Write to it. And I was like, I'll write to it, but I'm not gonna like get to it like tonight. I'll probably lay it down tomorrow or whenever I come back, and everybody was blown away. Everybody was like really, because I take pride in it. Yeah. Regardless, like writing was like my passion, so I took real pride in it. And when I came back, it was just like everybody was like, "What the fuck?" And it's just like everyone's like, "Bro, nah, you got to keep going." And then like like I said, like looking back, it's just like that shit was so ass. But like
this is the Dead Presidents.
Yeah, exactly. I think I'll find it somewhere.
Oh, that's what I was about to ask you.
Yeah,
is it somewhere
I'll send
out
it
there?
to you. Nah, it's not on public.
Okay.
I don't think it is, but I'll send it to. I definitely probably could find it. I think I have it like as my first song. Yeah, for sure.
Gotcha. So I know. So you've been doing it for 8 years, and you said about 6 years you've been taking it serious. And what you mean by serious, like you got your own equipment, started hitting the studio or something like that, or what?
Yeah, for sure. So we're in the studio right now.
Yeah.
But I've always had like my engineer now has been the same engineer since I started, since Stevie's grandma's. So it's pretty cool. We all kind of came up together, and like he was trash at one point in time. We talk about it. I was trash at one point in time, but we all kind of grew together. Me and him specifically. And he taught me like everything, the ins and outs, just mixing, mastering, compressor, and like learning all the vocal, make sure everything's like matched and all that stuff. And I even like started like dabbling with beats just for creativity.
Gotcha.
You know, but I think, yeah, 6 years is when I really started like making beats and like fucking around with sampling and like, you know, like looping and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But really, I think mentally it was just like, all right, like I want to do this. Like I want to pursue this. Not only pursue it, but like I'm competitive too. So like I don't want to half step it. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to be like this guy who's just like, yeah, I'm nice, or like, yeah, I'm dope, but like that's it. You know what I'm saying? Or like I really want to like accomplish songwriting, and you know, like I would take my songs to like my closest friends, or my like really my tío too, my like probably my best friend and my tío, and they would give me like criticism, like, oh, this is dope, this is amazing, but this is terrible. Like, you know, that you need to work on this. You're rapping too fast, or like I could barely understand like, you know, what you're saying on this pocket. And I might think it's amazing. I might get shattered, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, fuck. But like, you know, like I would take that and then like just be like, all right, bet. Like, you know, like I gotta work on it then. And like eventually, you know, like that's when I started taking it seriously. And then eventually they didn't have anything to say. They were like, dude,
yeah,
it's fucking dope. Like
you got it from here.
Yeah,
the training wheels are off. You're taking.
Yeah, exactly. And it was like, I guess at one point I got accustomed to just like, all right, what do I need to work on? And once they said that, I was like, nah, what you mean? Like, you know, it was almost like a game, you know, to me, like, just like, I was like, oh shit. So I would just be like, after that, it was just like free creating. It was just like, where do I want to take this?
Yeah.
That was like where you find your style, you know what I'm saying? Like you really like hone in on like your flows, and like, I think Growth, I don't know, the Growth EP, whatever year that came out, like I remember that was like I think it was like, if you listen to Remedy, like I really like found a pocket there where I was like, oh, like that was a game changer. Like I was like, this is where at least like I want to be at, you know, and then we could go from there. But yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. And then, man, I know. So between that time and unless there's another like milestone or something, but when did you become a part of the Crash Landing group?
Man, that was, I want to say 2019, 2020, around there. I suck at years, bro. Like my memory is terrible. My memory is terrible. But it was definitely around the time I was like, I don't want to say I was taking like the beginning stages of taking it seriously, but like I believe AB got like listen to Growth. I think that was one of the projects where he was like, this is crazy. Like this is like, we fuck with you. And then I put out Coffee, you know, under Crash Landing, and yeah, man, those guys, I remember it like yesterday, man. Like whenever meeting up with those guys, and you know, a lot of those guys, majority of those guys, I still keep in touch with. Even Dope Aesthetic, I still, you know, follow them on Instagram and everything. But really, AB Chop, even Spaceman, we got one in the tuck that we just, you know, laid down. I think it's on his stuff, but really, you know, like I told you earlier, like me and Chop talk on the phone like fucking 3 times a week, 2 times a week, just shoot the shits, you know. Just, I don't know. I see us doing that till we're fucking like 60, you know, just like bullshitting, you know what I mean?
Gotcha.
But, yeah.
Okay. And then, man, do you know, man, I can't remember the guy's last name. Do you know a Josh, JAWSH? He's on Twitter. Man, he's always like asking questions to get engagement on Twitter. I don't know if that sounds familiar. Well, the only reason why I'm asking is because, so earlier off camera when we were talking, and I was telling you that I used to be really active on my personal page before I started this brand. And like I was telling you, I got to know Uncle Tino, CA, and Dende.
Good people.
And I want to say I ran into your coffee project.
Yeah.
I think I did. So that's what I was going to ask you.
That was one of them ones?
Yeah, I think I ran into it one time. But, man, I'm trying to refresh my memory. And that's why I was asking if you knew Josh. Because Josh, he used to have, like, these groups on Twitter. And so everybody basically in this group message, everybody would, you know, share something. And it'd be like or repost to get the algorithm going for that.
For sure.
For that post. And I thought you were a part of it, but I know I ran into that coffee project.
It sounds familiar. Josh.
I'll show you when we're done. I should have brought that up earlier, but I know that was one of the real active guys on Twitter, and I want to say Seth might have been in one of them group chats also, because like I said, I've known about him before.
Yeah, Seth is.
So
that's my brother for sure.
Yeah.
We didn't meet till what, like a year ago maybe. Nah.
Is that when y'all got together and as a group, as a collective? There was a group of y'all. Y'all met somewhere.
We were, so the way it happened was this guy named Mike Quill. He's from UK.
Okay.
And amazing guy, man. That's my dog.
I think I've seen him.
Yeah, man. Super good people. Just the kindest guy. You know, which, not to be stereotypical, but I would expect anybody from the UK to be like the nicest of people. Just super dope dude. And I had a lot of respect for him because like he wanted, you know, it's real like the Twitter, you know, space or spaces is like it could be real like, I mean, limited, I guess, to like, you know, the dope artists and everything, but like it doesn't really go past Twitter, you know. And he made an effort to like almost going like on a tour, like to like Chicago. I think he went to New York. Don't quote me, but he went to like different cities and states like throughout the states, and just to tap in, to like, you know, tap in with artists and work. And he came to Texas, and you know, he linked with me and Seth and this guy named 95, and really me, Seth, and Mike, we really, you know, stayed in touch. And it was just like that was the first time like and it's funny because like the crash landing stuff, you know, you would think like, you know, I'd be used to collaborating like in big groups all the time, but it didn't really happen that way with crash landing. It really happened like that was my first time like all right, we're gonna sit down, here's a beat, and you got about 30 to 45 minutes to just like lay down your best shit. And I think it ended up being on the Rivera EP with No Way, and that was the first time me and Seth collaborated, and you know, everybody else. But yeah, that was I don't want to say it was a group, but it was just like it was a dope moment. It was a dope moment. It was definitely like a teaching moment of just like collaboration, but also just like, hey man, this could go further than just like Twitter or Instagram or whatever social, you know, like this could be like a real thing, and it creates special moments, you know.
Gotcha. Yeah, man, the power of social media, man, you really get to connect with a lot of people. And you know, speaking with connecting people, I noticed there was one artist that I guess you've spoken to or you're cool with from Cali, and I was real surprised. So I kind of want to know how that relationship came about. Our Soul,
yes. So that was real like just organic, man. Like, hey bro, I fuck with you. Like that was literally, hey bro, I fuck with you. Hey, I looked at his shit, I was like, oh shit, he's hard too. Like, bad. Like, fuck yeah, it's easy. Like, it's just, if you make music that I gravitate to, I'm gonna automatically show love. That's just how I am, you know what I'm saying? And if you don't, then I might have to tell you, you know what I'm saying? Like, appreciate it.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's it.
But but he was dope, and him and Danny, man, bro,
he's
like
nice.
Man, and they really show love, man, and I appreciate it. But just I could tell, like, especially Danny, Arso, like, I see their code with like visuals too. You know what I'm saying?
They're beautiful.
And I got a lot of respect for that. Like, people who just like do multiple things. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of what I be on. Just like whether it be mixing, mastering, or like visuals. Like, we're shooting out of iPhones. You know what I'm saying? But I respect people who just like they won't stay content, or they won't like go, man, I can't shoot a video because the videographer charges $350. Nah, you got a phone, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just like seeing those guys, and not only do they do that, but they up the quality, man. Like, they really, that's one thing I'm all for, is just like upping the standards, you know what I'm saying? And holding everybody accountable, you know, and just being like, all right, like, yeah, you might not be able to do it, but you know, like I said, you have a phone, you know, you got you got a crib, you know, your homie has a phone, you know what I'm saying? But those guys, man, they're doing it right, you know what I'm saying? They really are doing it right. And I think that's the main thing, you know, I see, like, I didn't see it at first. All it was the music. Like, I was just like, that's usually how it happens, you know, if somebody shows love, especially an artist, I'm like, let me see what they're working with. And his music was dope, but over time I was like, whoa, like, it turns out like you look, he posts behind the scenes of like what they're doing and stuff like that, and it's like they do everything, bro. Like they do.
Not only that, man, they're quick with it.
Fuck yeah,
you
dude.
see the behind the scenes. One day, 2 days later, their music videos out. It's crazy.
And that's how it be. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of like what we try doing over here. You know, like I said, we started on iPhones. You know, like, and then eventually you up your way, and now I'm blessed. To have my brother Arturo, who's my videographer now, and,
oh, really?
and yeah, man, and he's amazing, man. He's probably one of the best dudes I know. Like, and it just makes it easier to work with. You know what I'm saying? People like this. You know what I'm saying? It's just like good people make the job just like 10 times easier. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's hard to find, but once you have it, it's like, nah, motherfucker, you like, like, and it's like, Seth, same thing, like, motherfucker might as well be like, like my PR or some shit. Like he really shows me a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like he shows me the game, but also just like, that's my brother, man. Like for real, like that's somebody I would take a bullet for today. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, like I'm just that type of dude. You know what I'm saying? Like I fuck with those guys, man. Especially Arso. Going back to the question, but like yeah, Arso, Danny. You know what I'm saying? There's a couple other names I can name on, but for sure those guys are good people. I could tell.
Like I said, that surprised me because I remember I think you posted something and he commented on it, and I was like, oh damn, I didn't know they knew each other.
I actually think it might have been through one of your posts.
Really?
I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, because I know you post them as well.
Yeah.
That's the only way I could, unless like just the algorithm or something, but like I could really see like you be the reason for that, bro. For real.
Yeah, I know there's some people that they will tell me, like they'll be like, the only reason why I know so and so is because of you, and I'm like, that's dope, because there's some really dope artists that I do post, and to see another really dope artist rock with another dope artist and them making some magic together, it's wonderful,
Hell yeah.
So
that there's probably like a 90% probability that you're the reason why. So give my flowers to you on that one. Hell yeah.
That's good to know. Thank you. But man, we'll kind of going back with the crash landing thing. I've asked Chop this question. I asked AB this question. I think they gave me the same answer, but I know there's always three stories, three sides of a story.
It's never that.
What was the reason of you leaving Crash Landing?
Man, it was really just, first of all, like those guys are probably the most understanding. I think it could have been, I think if anybody else would have been, at least from my experience, it would have been like, like salty about it man, but those guys are probably the best guys at just understanding, and it was just really just a decision to just go solo. It wasn't really no hard feelings. I mean, we still make records. Me and AB got one in the tuck, and Chop's always sending me beats and stuff like that, and it's no love lost or anything like that. It's just, it was a decision on my own to just like, man, I want to not only do something like revolved around like my vision, what I'm saying, but like just also like going solo, you know what I'm saying, and building a team around like I think I was more focused on like just like I said, like right now what we got, like a videographer, my manager, and then eventually like getting an engineer like my guy, or like just building a team of just I guess creatives rather than artists, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's sorry to cut you off, but that's the best way to go. Like we see so many groups where everybody's playing the same part, and that's not, you're almost more than likely not gonna go anywhere if everybody wants to play the same part. So but it's better to have a team where you have a videographer, like you said, just have the phone, can do a couple clips, maybe somebody learn producing or engineering, whatever.
Exactly. And even if it's like a freaking like I said, like Seth PR, like like, or whatever, man, like as long as you can contribute and you care, you know what I'm saying, and you provide something, I guess it's like what you said, but like a little too much of something is, it could be detrimental, know, and like I just, not that it was detrimental, I just feel like where I wanted to go with it, it wasn't that, and those guys were like 100% like understanding, and I was low-key kind of worried because those guys are like really dope people, probably honestly one of the like some of the dopest people like in the city, just like most professional stand-up dudes, like who care about the music, care about hip-hop. I could go for days on those guys, man. Like they taught me a lot, I got nothing but love for them, and you peep that the AB project, Leatherfaces.
Yeah, I did.
Crazy. Crazy. There's a lot of features on there, like just verses that like stood out to me. That was just
Oh
like,
no, for sure. I
that's
think
crazy.
I think yeah. I want to say one of my favorite thing about the project was the features, because it was just he crammed so many of the dopest artists, you know.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
So I thought that was dope. So
I fuck with it, man. That's one thing. Like I'm always like, even AB, like the good and the bad, you know. Like and me and AB, like we have a conversations, and I'm like the guys obviously I'm close with, like even Chop, you know, or like even Seth, or like whoever that I'm close with. Like I'm never like the yes man. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey man, dope, cool, and keep it pushing now. Like, it's dope. I love this. This is amazing. But like, you know, I gotta give you my spill and like, hey bro, like this could have been tweaked, or like, you know, like this could have been this, or like, yeah. And I always ask like, hey, is it cool if like, you know, you want to hear this? You know what I'm saying? Because some people don't want to hear it, you know, like, and that's fine. But if I care about you, you know what I'm saying, in the music and like, you know, everything that you got going on, I'm not gonna be a yes man, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't want that. I don't want that, me personally. Like in my circle, you know, like I prefer people to be like, hey, if it's ass, you know, like if it needs work, it needs work, you know, like. And you know, it's never the case with AB or Chopper. Really, none of the guys, I've never had to go that far, but just like constructive criticism more than anything, you know. Yeah.
Nah, yeah, they're good guys. Well, like they all take good criticism. I know sometimes Chop hits me up, and AB, we were at Embrace the Culture, and he's talking about, man, we need to sit down, let's talk about the project.
Yeah.
I go, now for sure. So I told him maybe 2 weekends from now. So we'll see.
When you see him, tell him I said he's ugly. Just tell him I said that.
I'll make sure to tell him. Sure, he might hear before I tell him, but we'll see. But yeah, man. So this is the last crash landing question.
What's up?
I don't know. How did you feel whenever you saw that the group was completely done?
Man, I was kind of a little heartbroken. Because, you know, as much as it wasn't like, you know, I decided to go in a different direction, I do feel like rap groups are like necessary in the game. And I feel like all those guys, Apollo, Chop, you know what I'm saying, AB, Dope Aesthetic, I think even Corey, right, at one point was on there. The end, and you know, I listen to the music they would put out, and it's just like, man, I really do feel like they could have been like a real
TDE
thread. Yeah, exactly, man. Like they could have been. I mean, they could have been their own thing. You know, like not to like discredit TDE, but like I do feel like they could have like built their own thing. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I think I told Chop that, but you know, I understand also like things happen. You know, like things happen for a reason. People go through real life stuff, and you know, whatever the case was, you know, it's none of my business, but. You know, I definitely was a little just heartbroken. I was like, fuck, damn, man, that could have been crazy. But that doesn't take away, like, I mean, like you said, AB just dropped an amazing project, which is like the dopest artists. And, you know, they're not a group, but like it feels like it, you know what I'm saying? It does give me that feeling of just like everybody's just coming hard. Mike Garza, fucking Carlos Slim, fucking, you know, Chop. I could go down the list, you know. Mike Garza, to me, had one of the best verses.
Dog, yes.
Crazy.
Hey, when he what was that? It was like a transition. Address? Man, what did he say? I'm not gonna go mainstream. You're not gonna make me address. Or he said some line like that. I was like,
nasty word, bro. Shout out my dog Mike Garza,
man.
Bro. Shout out.
I think that song right there was probably my favorite. But when I heard that bar from Mike Garza, I was like, sheesh.
It was like, I mean, that's another person. I feel like everywhere I go, I praise that guy because it's just like, one thing is raps. Whose show did I go to? It was Bad Child's. Bad Child's with Bad Child and Friends. Okay. And I think it was Something Better and Mike Garza, but Mike Garza fucking like killed that shit on the stage. Mike Garza's nice, like, dog. That motherfucker's nice, bro. Like one of the best pins, but also to like be able to hold your own on stage. Like a lot of people, especially like that style of rap where it's just like constant cadence and constant like wordplay and constant like just overall energy. that shit could take a toll on you. Not everybody could do that, but I seen him on stage, and that motherfucker did not waste a breath, bro. Like, he's a machine, bro. Like, I fuck with my guards at heavy.
Damn. Yeah, I actually hope to see more of Mike. I know he's kind of low key, but his music speaks.
Believe it or not, he was supposed to be on my initial concept on Godsend. On the Stillwater pack. He was supposed to be on there. That was my original. I actually sent it to him first. He got busy, and you know how it goes. But I was like, I always tell him, like, bro, you were supposed to be the one, But my boy Zay did crazy on that joint. He went fucking ape shit. So I can't complain.
Yeah, it works out for the better.
For sure.
But shoot, man. And then, let me see what else I got. Like I said, I'm done talking about the crash landing thing. But so ever since crash landing, how long ago was that? 3 years, maybe.
3 years, going on 4.
So ever since you've been kind of on your own, I did notice it looked like you had a producer on your side at some point, or I don't know if you still do. Is there?
Nah. Yeah, we had a little fallout. I'll be honest. And there's no secrets. I wish him the best. There's no love loss or anything like that. It's always keep it professional. But at one point, I think that was the goal. To have in-house. But man, you look at like the grand scope of things, and just like I've just been blessed to have like dope relationships with just different producers from all over the world. You know what I'm saying? Like the Bailey Daniels, the Stoics of the world, who initially I was just like fans of. Like I would just YouTube type beats.
Yeah.
And like they were just like the top guys that just like fit my style. There was a couple others like Flowers of Narnia and different guys, but like eventually like Bailey like reached out and was like, I think the South did it, was the one he produced. The South did it. And he reached out and he was like, yo man, this is fire. Like I guess it got some traction, and I was like, man, dude, like I fuck with you. And we really, to this day, like we like have hour-long conversations on the phone. The guy, I couldn't even tell you where he's from, to be honest. Like he's from a different part of the world, and obviously in the States, but actually my memory's terrible. Don't quote me on this,
don't worry about it.
But it in-house is always great, if it's there, but I never want to like force it, you know what I'm saying? Like and the natural relationships, they're gonna come, and like I said, I think Bailey's a prime example of just somebody that like is a friend, you know what I'm saying? Like first, we go through our journeys, and we have dope conversations on God and spirituality and life and death and just all the above, and then we could talk for hours. Shout out my dog Bailey. But and then there's guys like Stoic, where like we're tight, we might not be as close as Bailey, but like the relationship's there, you know what I'm saying? And I might send him a track and be like, yo, this is fucking crazy, this is nuts. He did Light Beam. It's actually funny, he did the first half of Light Beam and then Bailey did the second half.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, man. So it was a dope thing. But just, man, I think overall in-house is cool just as long as you have that relationship, you know what I'm saying? You have that connection of just like, hey man, this is what I'm going for, and also just maintaining that, like, I guess friendship. Yeah, I think that's the word, not to keep it peachy, but friendship is a good word,
Yeah, gotcha. Well, man, that's unfortunate, because I do remember, I felt like I don't know how long ago it was, but maybe a year or two ago, I did see, like I said, I saw that it looked like you had a producer that was riding with you.
Yeah.
So, but
sucks,
unfortunately. But yeah, man, besides that, so right now, would you say the only person that's like, I guess, in-house team is that videographer you were telling me about?
Yeah, my boy Arturo, and then definitely Seth. Seth Such is definitely, I would consider. So right now, it's funny, like we got it. It's called Still Sunny. So it's my boy Rod. He's like I guess the management side. He's not my manager necessarily, but he plays that role of just like handling like all the calls and
Gotcha.
Send up stuff. And then I got my own manager, C's, who's just my right hand guy. When it comes to just overall everything. He's been there since the get. Like kind of teaching me, kind of like you and Slim type thing. Just like since
since the
things
beginning.
weren't always shiny, you know what I'm saying, and glossy. And he's, you know, always in my corner. But as far as like collective, so per se is Rod, my boy Seth. And Seth just made an announcement. He decided to not pursue music anymore. But he's
Really?
yeah. He's still, you know, definitely. I keep telling him like, bro, like, we'll see.
Yeah, he'll come back.
You know, I just keep it like that. Like, we'll see. But it's just he's that type of person where like it kind of lives and breathes through him, you know. But we'll see. He's his own person who, you know, makes his own decisions on what's gonna happen. But that was the first thing I said when he was like, "Man, I'm gonna decide to just chill out for a little bit. We'll be back."
Yeah. If you don't come back rapping, you'll come back another way. That's for sure.
And that's the thing too, man. He like I told you earlier, like he has so much like knowledge and like so much to contribute to, like it's hard to like contain him. You know, he could be a manager if he really wanted to. Like he really badass manager. Like he could be a PR. He could be like everything. You know, he's a jack of all trades. Obviously he's an amazing dope rapper. You know, artist really first and foremost. But so it's him, and then it's also my boy, the videographer Arturo. And we're all there's actually a couple other dope artists that, you know, I would say like are part, but like as far as like the core, I think that is, you know, definitely, you know, the squad for sure, like the team, like videographer, manager, you know, that kind of thing, that we're slowly working our way towards like the vision, you know.
Gotcha. Okay. And man, so I don't know if maybe the manager made this move or what, but how did that relationship start with you and Doman? That was a real well, you know what? Let me say a little more on it. Look. Okay, so Doman even said it in the track.
Yeah.
So Doman, you know, he's been doing this for years.
Yeah.
You know, I respect him, and you know, there's really nobody rapping like him. I feel like during his time, it was just him and GT Garza.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, they're doing their thing. You're probably still having the regular Houston man hold up kind of artist.
Yeah, for sure.
And so now I feel like there's a new wave coming in, which is you, Chop, AB. And as you guys are coming, you know, everybody's in their own lane making their own kind of moves. And one of the things I wasn't surprised that, like, I don't know if GT is doing this, but I thought maybe Doman would like pick some of you guys up. Like, but I noticed he's really interested in you.
Yeah.
Even though I see Doman collab with some people, I guess for whatever reason it doesn't catch his attention, but you caught his attention.
Yeah.
How did that happen? You know?
Man, it's crazy because you know, it started from following each other. You know, like showing love. I actually sent him a DM. It's crazy. Like we could look back, but like just like shooting my shot. Really, like, hey man, like I fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? I think we make a dope record. Just kind of like keeping it like that. And it wasn't until like we started following each other and like becoming mutuals. I think it started like on TikTok, you know,
Okay.
TikTok, and then, you know, it grew to Twitter and Instagram or vice versa or whatever, however it went about. But eventually it was like super random. He was just like, hey man, I'll shoot you a track right now. Like, what the fuck? All right,
That's
cool.
crazy.
Like, yeah, it just like low key made my day. You know what I'm saying? And I'm the type of person where like, and maybe this has something to do with it, but like bro, I'm competitive. Like I like not necessarily like I'm trying to out rap, but like I take pride in like opportunity, you know, like and you know, just like, damn, you're gonna like, I don't take it lightly, you know what I'm saying? And you're gonna give me an opportunity to like work with you. Say it like,
Shit,
that's
you gotta
all I
show
fucking
up.
need,
Yeah.
bro. Like that's all I need to just like hit a switch. And I remember he I think it was, we have a track that's unreleased that's gonna come out eventually, and it's his record. But the way I approached it was just like, you could hear it. Yeah, I'll just say that. Like you could definitely hear the hunger. I performed it at House of Blues. At House of Blues, and then I performed it. We performed it recently at a little club, or I forgot where it was. Like, it was, Stocks, or I think it was Stocks. Stocks was there. Dende performed there, and it was Doman, and we did that joint as well. And he was like, "Bro, you did." He was definitely like, I would say he was impressed, and that's kind of how the relationship grew. But it was just more so like, "Hey, bro, like I'm like." I ain't shy, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just tell you like how it is and how I feel. And he I guess once I sent the Brown Boy Who Fly, which initially was called like Sweet Science or some shit like that, the Sweet Science, or there's a Sweet Science to it or some shit like that, because that's like really how I feel, like just like we're both kind of like in our element, you know what I'm saying? We're both like kind of like, it's not really like competitive or like going back and forth. It's just like we're both like really in our element, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what I take pride in. And you listen to the story, and like I'm telling the story of just like the whole upbringing of like, my ex-girlfriend, and how she really had a hand in like all this, like the Nas's and the Kendricks, and put me on a lot of game. But like the underground scene was definitely something she put me on. It was just that whole story. And Doman was really like you said, he was one of them ones that just like I really related to, what I'm saying? Like I really fuck with, I fuck with his style. It gave me like, there was nobody like that doing it in the city, like for sure. That was even like, I love GT cars, but like I feel like he was like, Doman was in like a class of his own, what I'm saying? Like, and even like I feel like he was like, even better than some of the mainstream rappers, what I'm saying? Like the big ones, like even the Logics of the world, or like whoever. I feel like at one point I was like, that was that guy for me, and he still is,
See, with that record, one of the things that it reminded me of like not in an insulting way, but it reminded me of like J. Cole talking to Kanye, Frankie's talking to Dome, man, and I thought that was real dope. I was like, damn, that's badass. I like that.
And the at its core, and what I love, and I think what you can appreciate is just like, it's hip hop. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing more, nothing less. It ain't no like flashy shit. It ain't no like, it might be a hint of bravado, but like there's a certain like level of love there, and respect and admiration, and nothing more, nothing less, man. That guy, like he's probably always gonna be that guy for me. You know what I'm saying? Like he's always gonna, no matter where I go, no matter how big I get, I think like that guy, he's always gonna be that guy for me, for sure. And I think I couldn't paint a picture better than how it happened. You know what I'm saying? It's just that I think, and shit like that is just like, it just reminds me that like we're doing this the right way. You know what I'm saying? No matter how long it takes, or how we got here, like, if it took 6 years, 8 years, 12 years, don't matter. Like, you can't replace that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, that's kind of it happened very like organically, and I'm grateful for that. Because a lot of people, and this is like beyond the Doman shit, but like even like with like features, like I paid for like 1 or 2 features before, and you don't get that. You know what I'm saying? You don't get that relationship. Even with people that I worked with before, like the Chops and the ABs, or even like some other people, it's there's that genuine, relationship there, so it's like, I wouldn't trade it. I wouldn't trade it for the world, for sure.
Yeah. That's dope, man. That's really dope to hear. And like, let me just say, I'm proud that I'm happy that there's a relationship there.
Yeah.
Because like, I see a lot of OGs that pick up these younger guys and they really screw them over.
Yeah.
And in this case, like I said, it looks like you guys are building a relationship. And
Facts.
he brought you out to that stock show, right?
Yeah.
So him doing that, introducing you to them.
It's not the first time, like, and there's times where like, no, I'm on your ass, but like he one time he hit me like, I want to say like 45 minutes before he's on.
Ooh.
And he's like, "Hey, bro, pull up to the show." I'm like, "Bro, I'm at a family reunion."
Like, yeah.
Like, but that's my dog. Like, nah, but he really, and the show was crazy. I think it was like a Paul Wall show or some shit like that.
Oh,
like,
okay.
I'm like, for?" I was like,
Yeah.
No, but you know, I don't see a lick of like selfishness in him. You know what I'm saying? I think there's things that I feel like that relationship is gonna grow. It can only grow. You know, like I feel like there's things that we still haven't talked about. Like he was in boxing, I was in boxing. You know, like there's similarities there, where like, you know, I see, you know, just I think what he sees in me, I kind of see like some similarities as well. Obviously, nothing too crazy, but I just see that relationship blossoming some more as the future goes. So for sure.
Gotcha. Hopefully we catch you in the background of a Yodi's video or something.
Hey, I'm down, bro. I'm down.
But yeah, like I said, I love to see that there's a relationship there,
Yeah,
and
man.
it's growing. And like I said, it can slow as long as like, because I feel like only GT and Doman can do this. With where they're at, they can really flip the state of hip hop in Houston.
Yeah.
It's them. I feel like they have the key, I guess you can say, because people respect them, and if they're willing to show, you know, pick up other guys like you and, you know, show them to the rest of the city, then it really starts to pick up and be like, okay, we're not slowing things down anymore. We're not, like I said, we're not Hold Up, Maine, Cadillac, Candy Paint,
Yeah,
you know, none of that.
Yeah.
So, and really can show, you know, what else Houston has to offer.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but that's where I hope it goes in that direction. But
yeah, I believe it will, man. I believe it will.
but there was a track a couple years ago you and Chop did.
Oh man, yeah.
I swear, I feel like that was a real highlight in y'all, both of y'all's, you know, so far career in this music. Can you tell me what that did for you?
Ah, man, I let's just start with the record. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think when Chop sent that record, I was already going through some real life shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, shortly before that, you know. So it's just like, not that I had that in me already, but there was definitely like just a lot of weight on my shoulders that I just needed to like just get out. And that was like the perfect opportunity. I mean, he already was writing about some stuff that I was already, you know, it was correlated with what I was relating to. So, I mean, the record, I think it speaks for itself. I think the storytelling in that, and, you know, this just overall everything, you know, it's a record out, like, you know, people still hit me about to this day, like, just like, bro, like, this is insane, you know, like this. And obviously I think as far as socials, it's definitely the first record to, like, I would say, like, quote unquote, go viral, you know what I'm saying? Or like on my end, you know, like, it's just like every time I post it, every time I like freaking TikTok, like, I could post it right now, it'll do some numbers. And, you know, and the thing is, you know, like, you want to the algorithm, you want to be algorithm friendly, you don't want to like blow this shit up too much, you know, but still timely, you know. And you know, me and him he still feels like it could like go even crazier, you know, like, than what it was, you know. And I think it will as time goes. You just gotta like keep in mind, like, as you get bigger and people are gonna go back to your catalog, and they're gonna go back and they're gonna be like, man, this is insane. This guy's been, you know, going crazy. And you know, I think also, you know, at one point me and Chop had like friction, you know, which is crazy, you know, because me and Chop, it made us closer at the end of the day. But you know, like, it's just crazy, just me and Chop's journey, you know, like, in this, you know, like, it's definitely a special journey that I hold close to me. And that one was just like, it felt like the first record that just went like absolutely bananas. And I think it's special. But more than anything, that verse, like a lot of people don't know, I cried to that verse. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit, like, it means, like, it's deep to me. And for Chop to, like, you know, have that lob, it means a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, like, that was the first time, like, my family, like, really, like, was like, oh, like, you know, you talk about that, you know what I mean? Like, like, you know, they'll still bump it, you know, and a lot of people just, like, day in, day out still hit me about that record. It's crazy. Yeah,
there was one thing, when we were doing the interviews at Embrace the Culture this past weekend, I was asking every artist, like, oh, if you can convert somebody into a fan, what's that one song you would play for them? I already knew Chop's answer. And sure enough, Chop goes Never Told.
Yeah.
And Yeah.
Shout out my brother, man. That's my dog, man.
Yeah, shit. Shout out to Chop, man. So, but yeah, that's definitely one for him. So, but yeah, have you guys? I'm trying to think. Yeah, have y'all created anything else ever since then?
Man, so here's the thing, like we always talk about it, you know, like where like he'll send me a beat and I might fall in love with it at first. I'm guilty. I'll be accountable. Like I might be like, bro, this is crazy, and then like, you know, a week will pass, we'll be like, what's up?
Yeah.
And I'll be like, you know, and he'll be like, ah, it's all right. Like, all right. He knows me at this point, like how I work. Cause like that never told, like it was just like fucking like you just knew, you know. And that's another conversation we always have is like, yes, we want to like, you know, make records, but we also don't want to go down either, you know. We always want to up the scale, you know, and at least me, you know, like, and I might be accountable on that end too. Like I just always want to like up the ante, you know, in some way, shape, or form. And I just don't want to make another Never Told, you know what I'm saying? Like,
of course.
you know, I want to make something different, which we've talked about it definitely, and I think something will come out of that, you know. Like I'm actually like 100% sure me and Chop will work again. Like,
yeah. So what I'm imagining right now, because of where I've seen you guys, like the route y'all have taken, because that was a real boom bap beat.
Yeah.
And then you're more on that soul type beats, and he's kind of on that grimy stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just, I feel like if somebody can create some sort of beat where it's like soul and grimy, I think that would be clean. Just both of y'all come in.
It has to be the one though.
Yeah. So somebody has to create some sort of beat like that. So I don't know, maybe get 100 Fires or Acosta to the man.
Shout out 100. Acosta is crazy.
So maybe they can put something together for y'all. make some magic for y'all.
Nah, man, it'll happen. I think, you know, honestly, I'm not gonna, because I don't want to spoil it. But I do have like, I want to do the unexpected. And I got an idea that I still need to run by him, but it's just, I want to do something crazy. I want to do something crazy that'll fuck it up, like on some Kendrick shit, like on some like just like crazy, you know, like eyes big, like what the fuck do you just say, like, you know, like type shit. So I ain't gonna, that's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna just keep it like that. I have an idea though.
Oh, okay. You got control verse over there? Just kidding. But anyways, but yeah, like I said, I look forward to, you know, whatever y'all come up with.
Facts.
Man, Logic.
Oh yeah, man, that was a big moment too.
Can you tell me about it?
Yeah, 100%. So like it was similar to, like, I don't want to say similar to Doman, because it was Logic's like, man, he's still like, you know, he's definitely like a busy man. He's a busy man. But he like literally, like, I kid you not, like TikTok is, there was a time where I don't want to sound like I'm preaching, you know, like I never want to sound like I'm preaching, but like it just trips me out when artists like are anti TikTok.
Gotcha.
It's just like, what the fuck, like crazy. But like it literally happened off TikTok. Excuse me. The South did it. It was like a couch on the grass, and you know, it was simple, slow zoom off the phone, or no, camera, like that one right there. You know, that simple camera, you know, and tripod, and just set it up and just looking at the camera, you know, and I think it's like great music will speak, you know, and it went crazy on TikTok, and he commented, he was like, bro, this is like, what the fuck? And I was just, you gotta understand, like, and I do rap about this on, like, you know, upcoming songs and like projects, but like, man, there was a time where like Logic was that guy for me, bro. Like even now, like the last album he just dropped, like, it's amazing. I'm a real like I fuck with his music. And so like, I mean, even high school, you know, like senior year, like that, and that's the crazy thing, like it, like it's like the Coles and the Kendricks and the Logics to me, like they were like, he was in that realm, you know. And for him to like reach out, it happened, he reached out, he followed me, and then I DM'd him, and I was just like, hey man, I just want to thank you, you know, on like, you know, just a personal level. Like, I appreciate it. Fuck with your music. I actually met Logic like a couple times going to shows.
Shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And but it was like, you know, meet and greet. Not even meet and greet. We would stay hours after the show and like, you know, like wait by the bus, and he would come out, and you know, I actually showed him and his producer my music, and like this was back when, you know, Stevie and his grandmas, you know, like, and you know, this wasn't the best. But they still like told me like, hey man, like keep going, you know, like it's good, like best believe. And you know, looking back, I don't know if they were lying or not, you know, but they told me that, and I'll never forget it. You know, like I met a lot of his people, Big Limbo, Six, him, and you know, I told him that in the DM. I was just like, man, like it's a full circle. I even like tweeted at him, and I was like, I forgot what it was, but like I told him something like this is why I listen to music, and he was like, you're why. No, I think I said this is why I make music, like inspiration type shit, and then he was like, you're why I make music. And it's just like full circle moment. It's just like kind of crazy how it works. And I just told him like, hey man, I met you, you know, I don't know if you remember, but you and Six, and you know, y'all told me this, and you know, it's a crazy moment. And then eventually he was like, man, you're special, dude. Like he would tell me that you're special. And I thought that's all that came out of it. I was like, cool, dope. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? As long as I got to get that off, I'm straight. And then like eventually he hits me. He's like, hey bro, like let me slide you a pack. Let me slide you a beat pack. It's like, what the fuck? He's like, yeah, nah, I have my manager reach out to you, send you a beat pack. I was like, what the fuck? All right, cool. Literally, I was at work. I was in a meeting, and I just got off from the table. I ran around the restaurant. I was just like, I was geeking, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie. And he sent me a pack, and eventually what came out of that was pray for me. Yeah. So, and you know, I know he's a busy guy. You know, he has a lot going on, and you know, I try and message him. I don't want to bug. You know, I already feel like I'm bugging. You know, if I like triple text, quadruple text. But anything that I drop, or if I post it, I'll tag him. And, you know, let him know. And you know, it's a dope. It's full of moments.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just full of moments. I'm blessed to have those things, you know, in my career, you know, so dope moment.
Yeah, for sure, man. They're highlights, they're milestones, or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, man. Hey, like I said, his last album was like, I'm a lover of music. Music will fuck around, like, made me cry, you know, if I listen to a rap song. That's how deep it is for me, you know what I'm saying? Some people, it might not be, you know, it might be a check, it might be, you know, something just to be braggadocious or whatever. But this shit, it means like the world to me. That's why I'm so passionate about like upping the standards, bro. Like we can't keep settling, you know, like we got to keep pushing the ante. We got to keep, you know, whatever we're doing, like how are we changing, you know, what we're doing? How are we bringing something new to the game? Like what you said with AB and Chop, you know, like how are we, you know, just pushing the envelope, you know? And that's why, you know, I wanna make music that'll make somebody cry. You know, I wanna make some music that'll, you know, change somebody's life. Play music at a wedding. You know, like play this song at the wedding. Or this was, I think the best moments are like when people come up to me and they're like, man, like I really like never told. I can't tell you how many people came up to me and was just like, dog, like I went through with, like I went through this. You know what I'm saying? Like I went through this. Like this was something like my house got raided, you know, like, you know, or like my family member this, or like, you know, and it's just like, dude, like I feel you, dog. Like it, and it builds that, like, I think that's the recipe, you know, for me. It's just like finding relatability, you know, but like that wasn't my intention. It was just, I was just getting it off, you know, but eventually it's like, man, like I feel you, dog. Like let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? And you build those relationships with the people. That's how you build, you know, a fan base, you know, like it's just, but it's just, it means the world to me, dude. Like it really, really does. Like that's why I do it, you know, but yeah, man, I don't, what was I talking about?
We were on Logic, but man, hey, keep talking,
shit.
whatever.
Yeah.
Keep it going. So, damn, okay, so, but yeah, I mean, you answered my question. Well, like, you told me a little about the Logic stuff and how you send you a beat pack, but nah, that's dope, man. Yeah, I know you really love this hip-hop stuff, and, but yeah, well, shoot, man, let's start talking about the album, man. We
Crazy.
done went through a whole hour of all this. Now
My
now it's
dog, man. I
album
fuck
time.
with this. I fuck with this.
So, but yeah, man. So to begin with, I'm a little confused on something. I don't know if I'm tripping, but Still Water Pack.
Yeah.
You removed that off of streaming, or am I tripping? No,
Nah, it's still on there.
I thought something was removed. I thought,
Mm.
but some of those songs got onto this new album, right?
Yeah, so it definitely was the South Did It was the only one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we ended up just going with that one. Let me just make sure. Let me make sure there ain't nothing off. No, yeah, it's still on there. It's still on.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, man, that was go ahead. I don't want to cut you off.
Yeah. No, okay. So I just wanted to clear that up. I wasn't too sure because I thought there was. I guess I was wrong. But anyways, so this album, how long were you working on it for?
I've been teasing it for like, the thing is, I'd say about 4 years. And you go through your trials and your versions. There have been times where I was just like, I got it, this is it. Nah.
Yeah.
I don't got it. And a lot of it was like the Rivera EP, or tracks on the Rivera EP, or like the Stillwater Pack. All those songs, like I wanted to put all of them on the album. Those were original like songs. Like, yo, there's no reason these songs shouldn't be on the album. Cecily did her thing, amazing. That's probably one of my most favorite songs I've ever made in my life. Like that. Zay, like I said, on God Sent, is just like, I love performing it. It's crazy, but you want to keep it concise, and keep a theme. But yeah, man, like 4 years solid. I say even 5, really. I've heard like little tracks that I didn't release, and I'm still teasing it. Yeah. Tidal Wave coming soon. Like I think on Too Deep, I'm like Tidal Wave 2020, whatever the fuck. Like I just gave up at that point. It was like whatever, like But yeah, man, I've been working on it for a minute. This was my baby for sure. Like this is the one for me. That's why I wanted to make it an album. I didn't want to like settle for like very EP or even Coffee. Like I consider it a mixtape, like, or a compilation or whatever. Like I don't really consider it like an album. This one has to be like my debut album. And then with like the Dome Hat track and the the Seth verses, it's just like it only makes sense for it just to be my first album.
So you only had those 2 features. There wasn't nobody else that you had in mind.
There was, like I said, Cecily and Zay were meant for that. There was a couple other people that I think made sense, but like those verses just hold like so much weight. Even Seth's verses on like All I Got, like I know those verses, like all of them, like Domans and Seth's, like to like by core memory, like on Who Is You Too, like just they hold so much weight and mean a lot to me. I wouldn't trade it. Like I think I kept it like that for a reason. I could have added Chop and AB and did it that way, but just like it just made sense. It just like it really spoke to me.
Gotcha. Shoot, man, I don't know what track it was. I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember all the names, but there was one where you're rapping. You're talking your shit.
Which
I guess it's part of the verse. You say you're the best rapper alive.
Oh, that's Urban Legend.
Urban Legend.
That's the last one. That's the last one. So there's a lot of there's a lot of hidden things in there, like you probably have to listen to. But definitely talking my shit. I just take pride on like entendres, and like if you listen to it, I'm talking my shit for sure. Like there's definitely people that was directed towards, or a person that was directed towards. But it's just talking my shit, having fun. Exercising, you call it. Yeah.
Gotcha. But yeah, man, I like the project is dope. I think it's great. Every song was different. Your beat selection is amazing. And man, you had somebody. There's a couple times there's somebody talking in that project. Who is that? They even said, "Oh, I like the soul type beats." Or there's somebody who's talking. Who is that? Or was that from a movie or something?
When they're talking about soul type.
Yeah,
beats?
they're like, I like soul type of beats.
Oh, that's it was a clip. Joey Diaz. Joey Diaz. No, is it Joey Diaz? Nah, it wasn't. It might have been Joey Diaz. Honestly, it might have fucking been Joey Diaz because I fuck with Joey Diaz. But like, he's just talking about soul and just like, and then you go into like this just fucking like, it's just like some jazzy shit. But like, yeah, I think it's that, and then the beginning is a lot more personal. I think it's Light Beam with the voicemail with my Theo, and he's just that guy, man. I can't explain the love I got for that guy, man. Like he's the reason why I'm I don't want to say why I'm here, but like he's the reason why like just I am the way I am today. You know, like he really like he's my Theo, but like I consider him like, you know, just a real role model, you know, and a real mentor. And I think in that voicemail he's just like, hey man, I miss you, love you. You know, I know we don't kick it a lot, but you know, you need to come over, you know, and just, you know, when you talk about, that's all we do. We talk about music. He's all about sound. That guy, he's like all about sound and like quality. He helps me with my shows when I want to go rehearse and everything. But he's like, he'll geek out on like some like he'll be like if we play a record or like or if we play a CD, I'm like fuck that, dude. Like he's a big record guy, but he has like the analog. He has to have like analog shit. Like he can't. He's like he can't listen to like no like audio shit, or he'll complain about like the fucking phones, like that you're not listening to it like fully, you know what I'm saying? Gotcha. And I can appreciate that. And we just like we'll sit and he'll play a record and he'll fuck around and play Wu-Tang or fucking, you know, Biggie. He'll complain about the quality of the vinyl. Like he's just a real music head, you know, like he played drums, he plays guitar. We just like, we have a lot of similarities, you know, and that voicemail just always like reminds me, it's like a reminder, just like check on him, or like, you know, I need to pop up on him, which I need to. And that second half, it goes into like that, just like the soul, I don't want to call it soul, but it's just like a real, like, I don't even know what you call it, but it's just like I'm really pouring my heart out, like just like about my girl worrying about me, or like, you know, just list of things, you know, that I'm talking about, just going through it. But yeah, man, I think that's the other, I think it's only them two, like really, like I guess like skits, you want to call it or whatever, but like just a transition from one beat to the other too.
That one, like Light Beam, right? That was
Beam.
it.
That
was
nice.
That's
my favorite track on the whole album for sure.
And throughout this whole project, who, I know you mentioned them, who produced the whole thing?
Yeah, so it's Bailey. Stoic has a couple. Stoic did Urban Legend, and he did the first half of Light Beam. Sticks. So Sticks is actually a guy I met off Twitter, but I gotta give him, bro. Dude's crazy with it, man. Like he you're gonna hear about him. Like to me, he has potential to be like a part of the Alchemist. Like you know, like just that conversation, just like. Dude, like when he sends me packs, like he doesn't send me like regular packs. Like I have to like stop what I'm doing, like really like listen, you know. Sticks, Flowers and Nardia did All I Got, which was a YouTube beat, to be honest. You know, it was just something that I stumbled upon. Sticks, Bailey did Light Beam, Bailey did South did it, of course. Who else? Oh, my boy Otto. So Otto actually linked off TikTok, and he was like playing piano, but he was like super crazy with it. Turns out he's like a crazy producer. And we just tapped in. I messaged him, and we've been locked in. And he did the intro, which like I felt like kind of captured like that sound like of like underwater, you know, like that, like just like almost like, I don't want to say lo-fi, but like just the sample is just like real like underwater ish, you know. And he did that, and he did what's the track called? Fuck. Let me look. Hold on. He did why can't I think of the track? Let me see. Oh, Why You Stressing? Which super crazy. So all these producers, like I'm proud to say, other than like Flowers and Nardia, like I have a really solid relationship with, and like I go back to, and there was a couple other songs like with producers like there's this guy named Woe that just didn't make the cut, but like just like I was locked in. I was locked in with a lot of different producers that, like I told you earlier, it's just, I think having a relationship with them is like super super key, super vital to just like the track overall, you know. So yeah, man.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And man, so when you were, how can I say, it? There was I mean, this might fit into what we're talking about, but
Yeah.
you know, on Instagram, I'll put, you know, what should I ask Frankie, and I don't know if you know Zach from.
Yeah, I met him. I think I met him at House of Blues.
Oh, okay.
I believe I did. Zach, I apologize if I'm wrong, but I believe I met you at House of Blues.
So Zach, one of his questions was, "What's your writing process like?" I don't know if you have different writing processes through every other project, but I don't know if you can specifically speak on this project.
Yeah, I think majority of the writing process in the album was in a car. It was all in a car. Like, and I've seen Dende say he writes a lot in the car, which is like I listen to that, I'm like, bro, that's dangerous, and I'm fucking doing the same thing. I think I seen AB say the same thing.
AB did say the same thing.
Yeah, and but bro, there's just something therapeutic about like driving, like moving in motion.
Yeah,
your mind just like, I guess it gets going, you know. But that's always been my thing actually for years now. Like I've been writing, and a lot of times I'll just be driving to work, and I work pretty far, like 45 minutes, 35 minutes, 45 minutes, and I'll just throw on some YouTube beats and just like start vibing, or I throw on a pack, the homie sent, and just start writing. And then also like when I got the crib, I just like, this is a studio, so like just I got the speakers, I just kind of vibe out, and just, that was another thing too, that I was able to like just kind of lock in here and just like lock myself in the room. I was just telling my girl, I was like, hey, like it's gonna be that time now where I just like start locking in and just start writing more. And just, I think after the album drop, I wanted to just get more family time in, but getting back to it, and just locking in. But I think those two processes. And as far as like, I guess like going in detail, like I used to write like, nah, this is the verse, this is the hook, this is the bridge, this is this is what I'm like. And now it's just like so loose, bro. Like it'll be like, I think the first thing I do when I hear a beat is like I'll hear the melody and whatever I'm trying to say. I think what's that track, Switch and Bluff. That's how that joint was like created. Just like, put on my Jesus, I think time is undefeated. Like that's just like, it just came to me like, and so like that's kind of how I write nowadays. It's just like I'll free flow, and if the beat calls for like if I feel it, I'll just start writing a verse. I'll just start writing a verse like crazy. And I think but it is easier for me when I get that hook first. Yeah. Because once I get that hook, it's like I get excited, bro. Like I get like, oh, this nasty. Yeah. Like, and then the verse is easy. The verse is like, after that, I'm excited. Like I'm like almost like off a high. It's like dopamine. You know what I'm saying? It's just like,
I remember that's something I can relate to back in the day.
Yeah.
So when I used to write, that was the first thing I used to work on. I used to work on the hook. And when it came to hooks, I always liked to do like get some sort of melody, and then just exactly what you said, come up with the hook, super excited, and just ready to write the verse. Yeah, so
it's I think is the verses. If I start with the verse, it's because I'm usually going through something where like I gotta get something off, or like I want to like urban legend type shit where I'm just like, I'm gonna just bar the fuck up. I'm just like go crazy,
Yeah, man. So. Man, I'm not going to lie. It's kind of like all I have as far as the album. I know we should be able to speak more on it, but I'm going to say this. I think it's a great project.
Yeah, for sure.
And out of all the projects I've heard this year, it's you, Bad Child.
Shout out Bad Child.
Slim.
Shout out Slim.
Trying to think of who. There's another project. I really like that. R Soul and Danny V, they just did one, the Life Lessons 2. I need to tap in. That one was dope. I love that album or EP.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are some of my favorite right now.
Man, I appreciate it, man.
So yeah, it's up there.
I think anybody who listens, and really like just 4 years, man. Like I think it's coffee and everything was cool. But man, I'm proud of this joint, man. Yeah. Like this is my baby. This is like my Illmatic. This is what I feel like. And I mean, I think it speaks for itself. Like you listen to like the Doman tracks and the Light Beams, and it's just hard. Like I remember I was at work, you know, and I work with some like pretty. I think it's like everybody's like job. Like you got your boss, and then you got your boss's boss, like you know, who's comes in like a suit and tie and like kind of like tells everybody, you know, what's going on and what to do. So I'm working, doing my thing, talking to my boss. My boss's boss comes in. He's like we never spoke about like music ever. Like he has no idea, you know. He's like, I heard your album. I was like, what you mean? There's literally a track where I'm just like straight cat like dissing my job. Like I was just like, and I'm just like, oh fuck, like this is crazy. And he's like, nah, man, like I was like impressed. Like it's really good. So like, you know, it's like,
was it that Kennel Raps?
It was Kennel Raps. Yeah. Working at this fucking job
man,
is fucking with me mentally.
Yeah.
Mentally. Yeah. It's just crazy. And you know, like a lot of people at work, it's really starting to take a life of its own, just overall, which I'm happy with. But like the album, I couldn't stress. I don't want to ask people to listen. I'm just like, man, if you get a chance to, you're in for a treat.
It's always better that way, where somebody just kind of discovers it and goes into it. But of course, even though you don't want to be that person to be like here and kind of shove into their faces, that's where I feel like nowadays as an artist, you gotta like you know, create content around it, or just let it play, or you know, maybe record yourself writing or something, but you'll have your song playing in the background or something, just to kind of put in people's faces a little way. So, but yeah, man, that's all I really have to say about your album. Like I said, I think it's great. I love it.
Thank you.
I would recommend it to any hip hop head. So, but yeah, and besides that, man, you know, before we get ready to wrap this up, I do want to ask. I know right now you're still promoting the album. I don't know if you have more visuals on the way.
Yes.
So, do you have anything after this, or are you still just going to continue focusing on the album?
I think a bit of both. You know, we want to, like I said, 4 years. You know, we want to still give it, you know, its love and respect, and we got. I don't want to put a number on it, but we definitely got some visuals coming. One in particular, I'll tell you off camera, but I'm very excited about it. I think you probably know why. But we want to just do it justice, man. Like and really give it the love that it deserves. Because like one thing I've learned, like especially these past few videos, especially like Kennel Raps and the Brown Boy Who Fly, people fuck with it, man. Like they fuck with it. Like and I'm starting to notice that. I mean, I just told you about that opportunity I got in New York, you know, like, and like I'm like, wow, that's crazy, you know, that's just off the love, you know.
Yeah.
And so like shit, if we can keep doing that and just, I mean, do it off like my favorite song on the album, you know, I think we'll be all right, you know. But also I do have like definitely some tracks like I said, me and AB got one in the tuck, but we're probably gonna cook up some more. And then I like what AB did, you know, with the features. That's kind of what I had in mind. Either way, like coming off this project, like 2 features on the album, I was like, man, I really wish I could have like dialed in a little bit more. Part of me did, and I think that's another motive of mine. Is just like, hey man, like tapping in with the Carlos Slims of the world, you know, with the Baby Lees of the world, which is fucking crazy. I fucking love Baby Lee, by the way.
Yeah.
He always finds his pocket, bro. I don't know how he does it. He always finds that. Like, how, bro, that dude's fucking talented, bro. Like,
have you ever talked to Slim or Baby Lee before?
Slim, no, but Lee for sure. I fuck with Lee heavy. We performed at House of Blues together. We're on the same lineup, and you know, we're shooting the shits and shit. He's good people, but I feel like we could definitely chop it up more. And Slim, I see from a distance, and I got a lot of respect for him. And you know, we definitely do need to tap in, just overall. But I need it. It's like every time, like Embrace the Culture, I was like, all right, I'm gonna go. My brother's birthday, Austin. Fuck. But I do plan on tapping in, just like in general. I don't want to say it was an idea for an album. I mean, it might be a singles run, it might be an album. But I do still got some tracks too in the tuck, ready for it. So, like I said, we're about to lock in. I'm always working. I would say honestly, the plan was like Urban Legend was a part of another album. It was a part of a project that I have already lined up. But quality. Quality makes sense, you know. But I think I have enough to like just drop another album if I really wanted to. But I really want it to be like, I'm a perfectionist. I think at the end of the day, you know, like it gotta make sense. And also like I said, just this album, man, I want to give it its respect, and we have opportunities that we need to take advantage of, you know. So trying to do big things for this side of the city, and just showing light, and do my best, man, for sure.
Yeah, so that's good, man. But yeah, I guess that's all you got then, huh?
Yeah,
that's it. Okay, well, man, it was a pleasure finally meeting you, sitting down with you, talking to you, and man, if we would include what we were talking about before off camera, shit, this is a whole probably 2-3 hour.
Nah, for real, we were already talking for like,
man, like right now it's probably like an hour and a half, if not maybe a little more.
2:15.
Well, I'm about to find out when I look. So, but yeah, that's all I got. So, you know, for everybody watching, don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Definitely check out Frankie's latest album. All streaming services. Make sure you follow him. We're going to put everything in the description at the bottom. And, yeah, I don't know if you want to say anything else.
Man. Thank you guys, you know, for showing all the love. I really, really appreciate it. I appreciate, you know, all the listens, all the streams, all the, you know, people telling me that this moved them. I think that means the most to me. And yeah, man, just keep tapping in. We got more visuals coming, more interviews like this hopefully coming. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you, man. That's it.